How are you? Let's take a look at January 2025 for your collective. It is already, as far as I'm concerned, Scorpio, a new year. Just riding out the final days. I do wish anyone in happy holidays, happy Christmas Eve. You're enjoying the season. I wanted to go and get started on January readings for the collective, so felt like getting started with Scorpio. If you feel Scorpio energy within you, this reading is for you. Scorpio, should I use these retro cards that I have? I got lent. These cards are from the 80s, 40 years old, used just slightly. There's another deck I got lent, also 80 years old. I got all these vintage cards. This one was never touched until I did some astrological notes last week, or earlier this week, a couple days ago. I'm not crazy about these though, but they remind me of all those dragon rider craze, those dragon mythology books that came out like in the 80s. Like there was that Ursula, and there were a couple other people, the so-called best classics. But I personally wasn't really that impressed with it. Hello, Ruby. How are you doing today? Can you believe this deck from the 80s? Never touched. However, this deck really isn't speaking to me that much. Not speaking to me that much. I think for Scorpio, for 2025, I'm going to use these. I'm still going to play around with these, but not for this reading. Some other reading. But it's neat to think about using cards and decks that have been in someone's possession for 4 decades. That's pretty neat. 4 decades, and then they're unused to such an extent that they're only worn that much, right? I think that's interesting. All right, Scorpio, and to the Scorpio collective. As I said before, if you feel Scorpio energy, this reading is for you. 2025, we're going to kickstart off New Year messages with you. Do keep an eye out, Scorpio, after I finish all 12 of the zodiac readings for January. I will be doing love forecast for January too. Keep an eye out for that if you're interested. I'll also be having out predictions. There's another prediction on 2025 as a whole, an old one. I'm going to be doing some readings on those too. Anyway, let's get started. Scorpio, early January. What message can I share for you? 2025. I have Empress. Empress is clarified by Queen of Cups, 5 of Cups, Scorpio energy, 4 of Swords. Well, it's stability. Finding yourself through inaction. Let's go and find out a little bit more, though. It's almost like a pregnant pause here. Let's see. I'm going to take one peek at this Five of Cups. I don't usually like to touch energy like that. But since it's a Scorpio reading, and we have Empress as our main message, I don't feel, even though we have Four of Swords and Five of Cups, I don't feel this Empress is afflicted. I don't feel that. Ten of Cups. Excuse me, Ten of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. The Empress is just delayed. That's all that is. Five of Cups. Clarified by a Ten of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, things have been delayed. Things have been delayed through no fault of your own, Scorpio. Just the environment hasn't been conducive for reasons I'm not going to go into because it's a Five of Cups energy. But this Five of Cups is ultimately of delay. I'm going to take a peek at Four of Swords, Scorpio, and then we'll dive into Queen of Cups. King of Swords. Eight of Cups. Scorpio, how has December been for you? I would say 2024, but this is not quite that. With this Four, and I only say how has December been for you because, as I said, this Five of Cups is a little bit more far-reaching than just December. This just speaks of almost like trying to plant something in the wrong season or infertile ground. Maybe the ground was too soggy. Maybe the conditions were too humid. Either way, nothing was quite working out in that Five of Cups, even though through no lack of effort of your own. This Four of Swords is interesting, though. This Four of Swords is dependent upon another. I could clarify that King of Swords. Should we find a little bit more about the King of Swords? It's not really necessary, though, because, again, when I asked how's your December been, yeah, I think where I am, James, it's probably 4 a.m. Probably 4 a.m. or maybe almost 5. I think all the times are nice. Early in the morning is nice. Mid-morning is nice. Afternoon is nice. Early evening is nice. Evening is nice. Midnight is nice. Yeah, all the times. Anyway, with this Four of Swords, how's your December been? Because things are going to start heating up. Are they going to start heating up in January? I'm not quite sure in this energy, Scorpio. What I see is things are going to get a move on. Are you actually going to get something concrete in your hands? I think the ground is sort of shifting. The energy is shifting, Scorpio, for you to start having offers coming in. Offers are coming in. Are they coming in immediately? They are preparing to be rolling in. Quite a lot of deliberation is going on currently about you, Scorpio, and I think also too how to exactly treat you. So, Queen of Cups. It's an, actually, you know what? I do want to find out. Let's take a little bit more into this. I am curious about the King of Swords, and I am curious about the Six of Wands. King of Swords gets 5 of Wands and Justice. I got two cards out here. Both of them are Piscean energy. With that Eight of Cups here, a whole lot of Pisces, Scorpio. I would look into, with this amount of energy, all Piscean, Scorpio, I would look into, review for yourself the qualities of Pisces energy. And also, too, think about Pisces season. Think about timing, because Four of Swords speaks of delays and for things to be worked out. So I would say both of those, the qualities and also Pisces season starts, have significance here. Pisces, excuse me, did I say Pisces? Scorpio. As I said, I got inundated with that Pisces energy. 3 cups. All we're missing is 9 of cups. We'll have all the Piscean energy right here and the moon. But anyway, there's a lot of Pisces. Like, no joke there. A lot of Pisces. Pisces, what I'm seeing here with King of Cups King of Swords, clarified by a 5 of Wands and Justice. Whatever has been working its way through to you, Scorpio. Well, first of all, as I said, Pisces energy is really strong here. Definitely, I would say that number one, especially under Empress, whatever you've been waiting on or waiting to realize, big hopes, big dreams, big change is number one. Number two, I would also say there isn't a clear idea of how to realize that, right? I mean, you have the idea, but how exactly to go about creating it. And then while you're creating it, there's a little bit of chaos. I would also say Pisces energy is the innovator. Pisces energy can create things from basically nothing, Scorpio. But also with Pisces energy, there's a little bit of that chaotic Big Bang theory, right? Of how to create the galaxy. Like it starts off with a bang, right? Well, maybe not quite with a bang, but this person is, or this situation has many moving kinetic parts to it, Scorpio. Many moving kinetic parts, Scorpio, that the reason why you haven't heard anything just yet, it needs time to settle down. It needs time to organize itself and to fit more people in its nexus, whatever it is. If this is actually an individual that's coming through you, or if this is a job opportunity, definitely is, Scorpio, something that's going to take your life to another level. You're going to be recognized in some way, whether recognized as a partner, recognized as a leader. Well, a leader could be, partnership too, right? Romantic. But that's exactly what's here. I would just say that the kinetic qualities of Pisces energy and the hopes are so big that it just hasn't been conducive to actually, work for you as of yet. But things are settling down and a path is forming. I would say with 6 of Wands clarified by all this Pisces energy, it's almost like it's going to arrive when you not quite expecting it. It's coming. Definitely is coming, Scorpio. Something that you've been waiting on is coming your way. Hasn't been ready just yet. As I said, I feel like there's like lots of kinetic parts. You've been working on something, the soil has not been fertile for you, Scorpio. I think also too for the caliber of the venture, the caliber of the dreams and what's hoped to be realized from that, Scorpio. It's also something that you couldn't quite rush. Or should we say, with that justice energy here, wherever it was, it would not be rushed. The situation, the general environment wouldn't call for it. Also, too, there's a lot of mess of whatever kinetic parts had to go and settle down and even itself out. That's kind of what's happening right now, Scorpio. January looks like early January anyway. Something big is coming your way. I don't know if it's quite going to arrive yet, but soon it will. And I also say, too, whatever these kinetic parts are is not exactly going to necessarily die down. That energy is still there. That active energy is still there. Probably, if anything, they're going to need either someone who can handle stress, someone who can handle pressure, or someone who can reinvent. Definitely have your work cut out for you. Queen of Cups is clarified by a Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles gets death. And she also gets Hierophant. All that earth energy. Ultimately, Scorpio. Of course, death is Scorpio energy as well. I'm going to clarify all of these. We'll take a closer look. Scorpio, Knight of Pentacles gets a star. Seven of Wands, death. Let me take that one. I felt like two. Yeah, there's definitely some kinetic energy that's still going to be working its way through. Scorpio. This is not going to come for you exactly. This energy that's building in early January. What it is, though, I think you could definitely go and get either, I almost feel like saying whiffs. Maybe people would come by, maybe you would talk about it. Would it actually start being something that you can work on? I think it's something you're going to be starting considering about or giving a heads up on. Is it intuitive feelings? I don't quite think it's intuitive feelings. I think you're actually going to get some sort of concrete sign with this Knight of Pentacles being clarified by the Star and Seven of Wands. It's essentially an appearance is coming. Still a little chaotic, though. And also, too, in this energy, Scorpio, it's almost too like a little bit of an idealist, right? Despite it being a pentacle energy, it's so-called grounded energy. It's like this is a person who has the big ideas, has done some of the work, still plenty of still plenty of work to do. We'll leave it at that. Still plenty of work to do. There's a little bit of idealist energy, but this person has the idea. Or this organization has an idea. They have put in some work. This is a Knight of Pentacles that's ready to expand their team. Also, Knight of Pentacles that's ready to start sharing. Death. Yeah, you're definitely going to go and get some sort of whiffs. It's not going to be necessarily just intuition, Scorpio. You feel something's coming. How exactly will you be approached? Will you be getting an itinerary, let's say, of what somebody or some organization hopes to do with you? and they will share the components. You're going to get some sort of introduction. Scorpio also too, death clarified by a 7 of Pentacles and a 6 of Pentacles. Again, they're going to, situation requires work. Good bones there, Scorpio. Good bones, but requires work to flesh out. That's why also too, you're an Empress energy, as I said, leadership role, directing role, creation role. Should be perhaps a little, well, remember your days when you were not quite as busy with whatever the situation's coming up, Scorpio. Scorpio, here, font clarified by a 3 of Cups, 8 of Swords, 4 of Cups. I'll go through signs in a moment. This hand is very strong with Cancerian energy. Anyway, Scorpio, there's some work to do. I don't know if these feelings are your own to be resolved, but it also feels like some logistical, well, you know, as I said, think Piscean energy. Go and read the classic pros and cons of Pisces energy. Something is not fully fleshed out, but it has good bones. I think also too, Scorpio, the way the situation has been developing thus far almost has like 2 different methods. Like one is crafted in ice and another one is crafted, I don't know, in fire, in a, what do they call those places? In a smith, in a forge? I mean, almost like 2 different approaches to do the same thing. You can't necessarily bring the 2 together. You know, there's essentially just some planning to be worked out. So Scorpio, know that for early January, what I see for you is a situation that has been developing for quite a while now. And this situation, Scorpio, I don't see you necessarily jumping on it or working with it exactly in a leadership role in the beginning of January, but what I do see is you being aware of it. And also, Scorpio, I see it being a lot of work. Scorpio, you're getting a leadership role. You are going to have an opportunity to go and grow something that has beautiful potential, Scorpio. I don't really feel like it's limited so much to love or work. I really feel like this is a general life reading, but whatever this opportunity is, Scorpio, it's definitely going to color your life, and it's definitely going to put you in a leadership role where your actions, Scorpio, and your direction, Scorpio, affect others. Because they need you, Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, I think I did fold back the other cards that I had by habit. But I can tell you the energies I see right here. You can also go back to the earlier part of the reading and list those cards too. But in this particular pull, what I'm seeing very strong, well, I do have strong Taurus. Oh, I have really strong Taurus. I have really strong Taurus followed by Cancer and then Aquarius. Then, like, you know, a little bit of Leo and a little bit of Gemini, but that's what I see. Strongest is definitely Taurus, followed by Cancer, followed by Aquarius. those other energies. You can go back to the other polls and take a look. Anyway, interesting. Hello, Richard. Nice to have you on board. Yes, I don't quite read the comments when I'm pulling the cards, only because it does divert my attention. Sometimes it's okay, and sometimes I just focus on the cards. You like Bitcoin and medical marijuana as long as it's positive? Or you like the readings as long as they're positive? Well, Richard, sometimes the readings are sad. Sometimes the readings are not. Just messages that need to come out. We'll see what they are each and every time. Of course, I could ask, give me a positive message. Sometimes I do that. I think I did that on one of the readings I did for one collective, but I actually said that I was going to ask for a positive reading because the other reading I had was just miserable. My sign is a secret, Richard. You'd have to watch all the other 12 or 11 zodiac readings to find out if I reveal them. Not that much of a secret, but it's not something I necessarily advertise either. Well, for me, it's already morning, but it is a good day, 24th, Christmas Eve. I actually think I'm going to pick out some numbers to go and play on tonight's lotto. I've been doing boxing predictions pretty much since early summer, late spring. And I also want to get into numbers, lucky numbers. Thank you, Richard. Nice to have you on board. Oh, investing for Bitcoin and medical marijuana. That's interesting. I mean, well, the thing about Bitcoin, I mean, how long has it been now? I could easily say about 10 years, right? For 10 years, or, I mean, longer than 5 years, at least 10 years. I mean, governments have been actively planning on how to go and take Bitcoin and bring it under, regulations of each country. I know the US has, I know Korea has. They've constantly had think tanks on it. I mean, it isn't quite the so-called open panacea that was originally sold to us. No, there's 12. There is Aquarius, Gemini, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. There's Sagittarius, there's Aries, there's Leo, there's Virgo, there's Capricorn, there's whatever it's called, Taurus. There's Scorpio, there's Pisces, and there's Cancer. So there's 12 zodiac. Each zodiac shares a month with another sign. And you could also say, depending on how you feel, there are other signs like the Indian Vedic notions of astrology. They have like your sun sign could be an entirely different, well, not entirely different, but a different sensei, and they calculate it differently. I haven't calculated it, but on my boxing predictions, I'm pretty stable on. In fact, I did correctly predict last Saturday's fight between Tyson Fury and Oleg something or other, a Ukrainian. But it's a little bit more than just pulling out like 5 cards and going, oh, this person is going to win or that person is going to win. I do, for my boxing predictions, I do 3 readings in one. So I do a reading to go and check out the general condition of each fighter. And then I do a reading to go and see how the fight is shaping up. But the whole thing is the energy is fluid. Like the reading that I did on the fight before that between these 2 featherweight champions. Both of them were Spanish fighters. One was Mexican. I kind of forget what the other one was. It was like Carlos Navarrete and Oscar something. And what I saw from when I first pulled the fight, a reading on the fight 2 weeks before, I felt both their energy was in flux. Like they both were training really hard. They both had their different motivations for winning, but it literally was an open bag still of who could win. Like there was some tendencies that one would win more than the other, but you know, that 2 weeks, 3 weeks early, there still was a lot of fluctuation. And then I did a reading, I think, before the fight. I forgot if I did it the same day or if I did it the day after. And then I definitely saw who the winner was going to be. It was like before there was fluctuations, and that's why too, if you're going to go and do predictions on who will win something, basically you just want to see how stable, whether it's a team, whether it's an individual, like whatever you're going to see, whatever you're comparing, who's a more stable one and who's in the best energy for themselves, and then you compare, you can see. The new wind between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Well, Richard, if you'd like to donate, I can go. If you're thinking of 2 Pacific people, I can go and do a reading for you, but I would need a donation for that. And you can also always think about it, Richard, and find me during another live, or if you'd like a private reading, you can always contact me by my email. But until then, very glad to have you, Richard. Definitely invite you to check out the other stuff that's on the channel. There are videos on general sort of, what we call them, far out predictions, far out tarot, the weird things. We do readings on celebrities, on politics, and also on zodiac. So lots of interesting things to check out. The Blake Lively one, if you're interested in celebrities, and the Ariana Grande. Interesting enough observations from those. And I will be doing the other 12 zodiacs, the other 11 zodiacs. And then I'll be doing love forecast for those signs as well. And I might do another boxing match, see what boxing matches are coming up. I'll do the main one, main card. Anyway, Richard, nice to meet you. I'm going to go do one more reading for someone else, one other collective. We'll think about who it is. Should be Aries. And I'll do Aries. Gemini keeps on coming up too, though. Anyway, nice to meet you. Everybody else, do have a beautiful day. Until the next reading. Bye-bye.